All right, welcome back to another episode of Soaring Highs and Crushing Lows, Season 3, Episode 2, Take 3. Last week, I thought I recorded it. I thought I had a 25-minute episode for you guys. I'm ready to go. I get ready to send it. I didn't save the episode. I get a lot of people tell me, man, we wish you would do more podcasts. Listen, the only equipment I have is the Lenovo computer that I bought in Florida that is riddled with viruses. Even when I look at it right now, it's jumping screen to screen. I don't know if this is recording. This is a very stressful way to live. We're looking for someone that can donate equipment or, I don't know what's going on with this computer. Just going to keep going, fuck it. So we need someone to help us out. I need a computer, I need a place, and I'll do this every week. I'm a busy guy, all right? I don't have corporate sponsorships. I have 2 jobs. And to do it on a porn-riddled computer is just, this computer, I'd rather be using Hunter Biden's laptop. That would probably be a hell of a lot easier. Hunter Biden's laptop would be easier than the one that I use to record Soaring Highs and Crushing Lows. Now, this week's episode is being recorded in my room. A lot of people think, does this guy really live in the basement? Come on now. Of course not. I live upstairs. I have my own room. I have my own bed. Thank you very much. Now, last week, I had a whole episode done and I didn't get to it, so this week might be a little longer. But last week I was discussing how it was about 9/11. And I was saying, on 9/11, I was an 11-year-old kid, and I just could not figure out how people did not like the United States of America. It really bothered me. I just thought, how is this possible? How can people hate us? We're the best nation ever. I was a naive young man. And then I've came to the realization it's actually quite obvious. Could you imagine if you were living in a foreign country and you were just scrolling through TV, and let's say, you're living in Afghanistan and you come across this show. This show represents how truly evil America is. The show is called Selling Sunset. Has anybody heard of this show? Selling Sunset. After watching this show, I would argue that I have more in common with the men and women of the Taliban than I do of the women on this show. It's just the most materialistic, self-centered bullshit, and they're real estate agents. So what do you need to be a real estate agent? We've said it before on the show. What do you need to be a successful real estate agent? What do you need? Well, it's real simple. You need to be hot. You need to be hot. Now, you might not like that. You might think that's a little, I disagree with you, and that's fine. It's an opinion show. But on this show, you got these 2 little white guys, these 2 little midgets, and then you have 8 or 9, the most gorgeous women you've ever seen in your life. I mean, unbelievable women. And they have the most ridiculous fights. It's also self-centered bullshit. They're selling the houses for $36 million. And, I gotta be honest with you. This is a little inappropriate for my, if there's female listeners out there, and I apologize. But sometimes when I find myself on an adult website, I'll, this is kind of disturbing, but I'll type in realtor. Because the scene is just, the guy wants to buy the house. He's a little hesitant. The lady's smoking hot. She wants to get the deal done. What can I do to make you get the deal done? Oh, and you know how it goes. I'm not going to get into detail. This is not that kind of podcast. Excuse me, my ribs are killing me. I went to the gym and I pulled something. It's not good. Let me take a sip of a big gulp of my Pinot Noir. The aromas. Someone said to me, Jesus Christ, who's calling me? Oh, fuck. Trying to do a live podcast here in my parents' bedroom. I'm on one knee in front of my dresser. All right? Not glamorous what's going on with this podcast anymore. Not glamorous. We need to improve. So anyway, back to Selling Sunset. On this show, I can't make this up if I tried, but the guy that's the bald guy, the bald midget, he's married, and him and his wife are divorced. Fine. But they have a little chihuahua And they have split custody. Did you hear what I just said? They have split custody over the Chihuahua. And we're getting to a point in this country where dogs are replacing children. And I find that pretty disturbing. I find that very disturbing, to be quite honest with you. And on the show Selling Sunset, their dog dies. The dog dies, and it's a death in the family. They're distraught. And I can understand that. We had a dog in our family for years, and when he passed away, there was weeks and weeks of grief. I totally understand that. However, on the show Selling Sunset, they had a funeral for the dog. They had chairs. People came dressed in black for a fucking dog. I'm sorry. I piss off dog people a lot on this show, but I'm an original dog person. I had a dog before you. Fuck you. Dog people are getting out of control in this country. Out of control. They're having custody battles over the dog. And that's, if you think that's normal, you're out of your mind. Sorry. So we don't want to lose listeners, so let's get away from the dog talk. As you know, we're in the middle of a political season. The presidential election's coming up. We have Kamala Harris, who received, quite ironically enough, 0 votes. They just put her in there. Nobody voted for her 4 years ago. But everybody seems okay with it, so whatever. And we have old Donnie Trump. Trump is back. But that's the problem is these political ads, right? Every other commercial is a political ad. I mean, it's getting out of control. And especially during, like, football games. We're sitting in the pub. We're trying to have a good time. Watch the game. And you know, it's a big play. And everyone's excited. We got money on the game. We're having a good time. And next thing you know, it goes to commercial. And it's like, a little girl was raped by her uncle. She got pregnant. Donald Trump doesn't want her to have an abortion. It's like, all right, come on. We're trying to watch a football game here. We don't want to be infested. And it's just laughable. It's laughable, the amount of money that they spend on these political ads. If they would take all the money that they spend on political ads and just donate that money to Ukraine, then they wouldn't have to take money out of our pockets for a war in another country. So that would be nice. You know, there's political ads like, children are starving in this country. Donald Trump has done nothing for them. Why don't you take the $5 million you just paid for this commercial ad and donate it to children's hunger? Is that too much? I mean, seriously. If we're being serious now, and all these political ads, has a political ad ever changed anybody's opinion? Has anybody ever been watching a political ad and then went, you know what? I didn't think about it that way, and changed their opinion? No, it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. So they're wasting their money, and they're ruining football. It's out of control. I keep betting against the Chiefs. I hate the Chiefs. I told you before. I think they're evil. Taylor Swift ruined it. And last week I thought I had another chance. Chargers money line, and that again was squandered. One of these days I'm going to get the Chiefs. I don't like them. I hate the Chiefs. There's nothing about them that I like. I hate Patrick Mahomes. I hate his brother. I hate Brittany Mahomes. I hate Travis Kelce. And I hate Taylor Swift. And I think there might be trouble in paradise because we haven't seen old Taylor in the last 2 games. Where is she? What's going on? Trouble in paradise? Wouldn't that be great? Travis Kelce might have to go. That's how crazy Swift is, though. If they break up, he's going to have to go into hiding. And God forbid he cheated on her or something like that. Oh, the Swifties will be at his door. And he's playing with fire there. And it's not going to end well. Not going to end well. There's no getting out of that. Another thing I was talking about is if you drive around Philadelphia, in Kensington, it looks like war-torn Poland. It looks like Poland in 1943, especially in the Kensington area. So Pennsylvania has a lot of problems, which is why you can imagine I was just as shocked as you might be last week to see Governor Shapiro hanging out with the president of a foreign country signing bombs. Josh Shapiro was with Zelensky, and they're all in suits. They're all smiling. Like, you would have thought they were at a bar, the way these guys were so giddy. And they're signing bombs. And Shapiro is signing them. He was signing bombs like he was Lou Gehrig. He was signing bombs the way Babe Ruth signs baseballs. Imagine that. Let's just, first of all, we shouldn't be involved in this war. Why the fuck are we getting involved? I had someone say to me one time, referring to the Ukraine war, they said, well, you don't even know where Ukraine is. I said, exactly. So why am I getting involved? Once again, we're drinking Pinot Noir. We're looking for someone to sponsor Pinot Noir. We need to make a wine for this podcast and the listeners. You know, wine, a lot of snobs out there. A lot of wine people are snobs. We want to create a Pinot Noir for the working man, for the common man. A wine for the common man. Wine is no longer just for hoity-toity snobs. Oh no. Try Soaring Highs and Crushing Lows Pinot Noir. Another thing, I've been working on this little radio voice and going back and forth with this guy Lamar. It's just a fictional character, and I guess I'll do a little bit for you guys. All right, this is what would happen if a radio host in Philadelphia has an elderly black man call in talking about gentrification of, let's say, Kensington. All right, guys, welcome back to 97.5 The Hawk. We're going to take a phone call here. We're going to talk about a new neighborhood that's up and coming in Philadelphia called East Kensington. You might be saying to yourself, what the hell is East Kensington? And believe me, a lot of longtime residents are wondering the same thing. What is East Kensington? But it's one of the hottest real estate markets going on there. So we're going to take a phone call here. It's a guy who's been in East. He doesn't know what East Kensington is, but him and his family have been there for 30 years. They're now being displaced by a husband and wife. The wife has a sewing company, and the husband is a vegan therapist. So let's take a phone call here. Lamar, how you doing?
Hey man, listen. I tell you what, these white people, they're coming in here and they're just raising the prices, and they have dogs. Every single one of them has a dog. I never seen anything like it, and the rent is skyrocketing. We have nowhere to go.
Wow, Lamar, that sounds pretty tough. Where do you think these white people are coming from with all the money?
Man, listen. I tell you what, they look like they're coming from New York, because I've never seen anything like this.
All right, that's just a little bit I'm working on. It's a radio guy, the radio voice, and a character that we're going to call Lamar. And Lamar is a jolly, funny, likable African-American man. And he does not like the hipsters coming into his neighborhood. And that's his prerogative. One of the funniest guys on Instagram right now, and you have to check him out. I post him all the time, Big Reed. And Big Reed, he's a black guy, but he goes into like white neighborhoods and he goes, I'm up here with the white folks. And then he goes, he'll see a white kid like riding his bike, and he goes, look, a white boy riding his bike. How beautiful. Big Reed. Follow him on Instagram if you get a chance. Big Reed. He is the funniest person. And yeah, check him out. Anyway, I got out of control there. But yeah, Josh Shapiro, the governor of Pennsylvania, is signing bombs for a foreign war. What's going on? Hey, Josh, why don't you fix Philadelphia? Why don't you fix Pittsburgh? Hey, what are you doing? Getting involved in a foreign war, you weirdo. They call us, they're weirdos. Imagine this, you're a little kid in Russia. And by the way, I don't even know what goes on in that war, so I don't fucking care. But I'm just saying, imagine these bombs are going to be used to kill people. Now, it could potentially kill citizens. Imagine that. There you are, sitting in your Russian apartment, watching a little KHL hockey. Next thing you know, fucking place blows up. Carnage everywhere. And you go down, you find the bomb scrap. I don't know how bombs work. I don't know if they blow up. There might be a scrap. And you find a scrap and it says, with love, Josh Shapiro. So I don't really think that you should be signing bombs. Is that crazy for me to say? It seems like World War III is going to happen. It's unfortunate because it's not our war. Now we got to start talking serious. To my gentlemen out there, I'm 34 next month. Am I too old to get drafted? I certainly hope so, because I ain't going. First of all, you don't want me to go. I'm scared of my own shadow. I just shot a gun for the first time last week at age 33. So I'm not going. Hopefully we can avoid that war. Let's switch pace here a little bit. As you know, the Joker movie is coming out this week. And I'm a big fan. I love the original Joker. And just had a funny story about that. The original Joker, I went on a date. I went on a date with this girl. And we went over to Jersey to see the original Joker. And it gets pretty disturbing. You know? If you haven't seen the film yet, I mean, you should see it. But basically, he's a man that society has turned its back on. He's got a lot of mental health issues, and he snaps. Now, I watched that movie, and I'll never forget. The girl came back from getting popcorn or something. It was the climatic scene. If you saw the movie, it's the scene with Robert De Niro, the talk show host. And I was like, oh my God. I was on the edge of my seat. The whole movie theater was. And she couldn't even watch. She had her eyes covered. I can't watch. Now, movie ends, incredible movie, and we're leaving. We're driving home, going back over the bridge. And she says, I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight. That movie, it was so disturbing. I'm like, I'm really not going to be able to sleep. I'm going to be scared. And I had said, well, you know what? I sort of get where the guy was coming from. And probably not the best idea to say to a girl that you're on a date with that you saw a lot of yourself in the mentally ill, disturbed murderer, the Joker. So I'm going to go see the movie this week with one of my buddies, and movie theaters are great now. You can drink in the movie theaters. So I'll probably enjoy myself with a little Pinot Noir, watching the new Joker movie, and looking forward to that. Speaking of television shows and movies, I talk about it on the show a lot, but I hate. A lot of people in this election are saying, all they do is hate. Joy. We want joy back in our politics. I don't. Because there's a lot of things to hate. Okay? I don't have to love everything. And I hate The View. Whoopi Goldberg. Joy Behar. Ugh. These women are just, they're awful. And last week they had their knight in shining armor, Joe Biden, on the show, and they were just kissing his ass. It was really, really disgusting. And I think Whoopi Goldberg blew him. I don't know. Is that inappropriate? Should we take that out? Nah, leave it in. By the way, FBI officers that may or may not be listening to the show, we're just joking. We're just joshing around. These are all opinions. Last week in Philadelphia, these people, they have what they call car meetups. And these idiots, they all meet up with their car and they cause chaos. They're jumping on cars. They're doing burnouts. You're a loser. Okay? You're a loser. If your plan is, yo man, what are you doing this weekend? Oh, I'm going to go down to City Hall, bro, and do a burnout. Oh yeah, we should fuck you. Go to a bar, gamble, drink, text your ex-girlfriend at 3 a.m., tell your missus, be a man. Okay? Be a man. Don't go to some fucking car meetup. But as you know, the car meetup happened and they just basically, they tried to destroy Center City. They were lighting shit on fire. They were shooting fireworks. And the guys that got arrested were, drumroll, white kids from the suburb. These white kids, they come down to Philadelphia and they're like, they think it's cool to be here. It's not cool. I want to go, let's switch places. I'll go live out on your farm and you can come here. Today at work, oh my God. Today at work, we're in Kensington, right? There's shit. Humans shit all over the place. So one of my jobs is to take a walk around the perimeter of the building. And I've picked up human shit 3 times now. I've been there a month. Today, nothing could have prepared me for what I walked into. I'm walking down the street and I look into one corridor. It looked like a murder scene. Okay? It looked like the Battle of Shiloh It looked like a World War II car. It looked like someone's head got blown off, splattered all over the wall. You know what it was? A guy diarrheaed all over the wall in the hallway. I said, oh my God. It's funny to listen to people tell me, like, well, actually, crime's going down. It's really not that bad anymore. I'm like, I'm cleaning up human shit on a daily basis. So it's not going that great. It's not going that great. What else is going on? Oh, I have a big comedy announcement. I can't announce it yet on the show because I don't have the okay yet, but that's going to be on the 19th. And I would just leave your calendars free. That's going to be a huge show. We're on our way, baby. We're on our way. A couple Instagram videos are over 150,000 views. So we're on our way. Guess what? There's a lot of Philly content creators out there that are they're corporate sellout pigs. I'm never going to do it. This is me. This is authenticity. Like I said, I'm doing this from my fucking parents' house. I'm in the room. I'm locked in the room. I got the Pinot Noir. I got to get out of here, though, soon. Got to move out soon. This is just not sustainable. I want to end it on this. One last thing. And I promise, I'm going to do another episode tomorrow night. So we'll have 2 coming out. I apologize. Like I said, we're doing this on an old computer. The last thing I want to talk about is Ellen DeGeneres. Ellen DeGeneres, she was a monster. She was a monster. People that worked for her said she was a complete and total monster. She was a bitch to everybody. Mean. And she has this new special, and she comes out and she goes, well, I'm just I demand a lot of I demand my employees to do the best. I demand greatness, and I'm a woman. What the fuck? She got a 5-minute standing ovation for saying, "Hey, sorry for being mean to you people, but I'm just a passionate woman. There's nothing I can do." Unacceptable. Another diva is a guy Don Lemon. If you're mean to people, if you're ever in a position of power, which I don't think I'll ever be, but if someone made me a cup of coffee, if it was the worst cup of coffee ever, if it was cold, I would never go, "Hey, this coffee sucks." I'd be like, "Oh, hey, what's going on? This coffee's a little cold. I'm sorry to be a dick. I just anyway you can heat it up for me. I apologize." That's how normal people would handle it. Ellen is a monster. So Ellen, take your apology and shove it up your vagina. No one. I don't accept it. Nobody should accept her apology. You can't be a dick to people. You can't be a dick. I've never been a dick to anyone in my life. But yeah, this podcast I really want to continue. I want to do more stuff. I want to get more people on. We need a new computer. This is not acceptable. This is not sustainable living. It's just something needs to be done. And I apologize, guys. I'm gonna wrap it up here. That was not a good episode. That was not a good episode. I wasn't on my A game. I apologize. Try another episode tomorrow night. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time on Soaring Highs and Crushing Lows.